pleasant good morning, and let's introduce the show. It's called Cruising with the Case Handler, and I hand it to my co-pilot. His name is Adam Handler. Mine is only David Squeeze Annakie. Welcome to your show, Mr. Handler. I think I'll hand you the reins.
Good morning. Welcome to our show. My goodness, it's not my show. It's a show for the people. It's a show for everybody to really get a feel for who we are and what we do and how we do it. But I will say good morning to you, Squeeze. I will say good morning to you, Nelson. Hi, Alexandra. How are you? Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us. And thank you, of course, 93.5 FM and Facebook viewers for tuning in and watching us. You know, there are certainly other things you can be doing and watching right now, but the fact that you're here with us does mean so very much. They call me the Case Handler. I am a partner of Pollack, Isaac DeSico. I head up the personal injury department, and this is a show called Cruising with the Case Handler. It's been nearly 1 year that we've been doing it in this particular format. Prior to that, Squeeze and I were doing this show, just the two of us. I was driving into work, driving to court, you know, suit on, ready to go, ready to kick some butt. But we are all still working either remotely or in our offices with no actual in-person court appearances. So we do have a lot of time on our hands, a lot of time to take care of our clients, get them the justice they deserve, get them all that money they are entitled to under the law for the personal injury case, help them adjust their status here in the United States. And we're doing some amazing things. We certainly are very proud of the work that we've been doing this past year, challenges both professionally and socially. But as I'm sure Nelson and Alexandra will tell you, you know, what we've been able to do is nothing short of remarkable. So we are Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico. Our firm is called PPID by initials. Our phone number is 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529, or easy to remember, 844-PPID law. PPID, again, is the initials of our firm. I'm down with PPID. Nelson's down with PPID. Alexandra's down with PPID. Squeeze, by show of his flexing those biceps, is down with PPID. I guess the only question is, ladies and gentlemen, are you down with PPID? And if you are, call our number, save our number. Hopefully you never need it, but God forbid you do. You'll be connected to exceptional attorneys. And I would be remiss if I didn't remind everybody that the free consultations are back. Personal injury consultations always free, but the immigration consultations are, again, free for a very short time. You must mention the radio show. And I got to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, those of you listening on 93.5 FM, you are hearing us and you are calling us and you are getting your questions answered for free. So good work, good thinking. I always say you've got nothing to lose and everything to gain by taking advantage of that. So with that said, I will turn it over to my co-pilot, David Squeeze Annakie, and my partner, Nelson, and my colleague, Alexandra. So good morning, everybody.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Let me take this thing off and use a microphone here, sitting here.
Such great energy. I need to feed off of some of this energy.
Man, I don't know where this comes from, because right now I feel like going back to bed, but you know what? You got, once the cameras start rolling, man, you gotta turn it on. That's why they call me the Case Handler, I guess. So who knows?
It's that vitamins from BioLife, man. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it's good to be here. I'm always energized and I get pumped when I know I am an immigrant and I'm in this country, the greatest country in the world, ladies and gentlemen. And I know that I'm working with attorneys that have helped thousands of people to make this their home. Why shouldn't I get excited, Nelson? Why shouldn't I? Nelson, you were born here, man. Adam, come on. Why shouldn't I get excited? You guys have helped so many people. Alexandra, you have helped so many people. Come on. I'm going to get excited because there are so many people that over the past 4 years, wait for it, so many people that over the past 4 years, wait for it, got screwed. I mean, they literally got screwed by the past administration. And here we are, we have President Biden. He's turning it up. He's helping a lot of people out there by way of his executive orders and what's going through, of course, being getting the Senate. Come on. And now you've got the Nelson Madrid, the Alexandra Bondikov, the Andreas, the Conrad Pollacks, the Yees, They are helping people. Now, I want to start the show off with a positive note. First one, everyone that's listening, if you have not done so already, call the law firm Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico. They're bringing you this show, all right? And you can call them now. Why should you call them? Adam noted it. You are getting a 100% free phone consultation. If you have not called them, I say call them. I still don't believe anything lasts forever. Call them and get it. The number is 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. Now, I want to ask Alexandra, I want to ask Nelson, let's talk good stuff about immigration. What can people who are out there right now in the United States, currently of Biden of America, all right? What can they do? Is there good news? Are there things that people can do to get in status? I want to know if the bad news just came over from the previous administration. What can be done? There's got to be a lot of positive things that people can do right now who are out of status, people who haven't filed their papers, who haven't done anything. What about the ban? Please talk to me. Alexandra, you go first.
Thank you. Well, the first and most important thing that people should be doing right now is calling in us and speaking with an attorney. Many things are slowly changing. Like I said in the past, the Biden administration is doing some very positive things, but it's not going to happen overnight. All right. So immigration is still extremely complicated. We're still dealing with the aftermath of the Trump presidency. Things are slowly changing, but people should know that every case is very different. Most of the times when people call us, they go like, oh, it's simple. My friend had the exact same case. No, it's never the case. A tiny little fact will make a difference as to how we approach a case. So the first and most important thing, again, is to call the number, speak with an attorney. If there's something we can do for you, we will advise you.
Absolutely. And once again, folks, that's a good thing. If you can speak with an experienced, thorough, knowledgeable attorney to ask them all your questions, ladies and gentlemen, it's the best bet. And I say, get that initial consultation, not a half hour, not a 1 hour, unless you want to pay for it, but get that free initial consultation with my attorneys at PPID. The number, once again, is 844-774-3529, a powerful number. Everyone needs to have that number in their mobile device. 844-PPID-LAW. What say you, Nelson Madrid, Mr. Maverick, about immigration? What can people do? What should people be doing?
Well, I mean, immigration is up and running. They are interviewing people. Cases are going forward. They're not interviewing as many people as they have in the past. You know, I was actually at an order of supervision the other day. And literally, I was the only person in the room with my client. Generally,
what's an order of supervision, Nelson?
I'll talk about that. That just before I get into that office, it's an office at immigration where people who have prior removal orders or, you know, were caught at the border, typically check in. It's similar to probation, if you will. Okay. And typically immigration gives these people time to try to sort out their immigration issue. Typically that office is packed. It's full of people. There's people outside in the hallways. You know, I was there on Tuesday and I was the only person in the room with my client. You know, so, you know, they're limiting the number of people that, you know, they're actually interviewing, the number of people that are actually going to immigration. So that's a good thing. But you know, also, I mean, again, they are open for business. They are going forward. You know, cases are being scheduled for interviews. So that's a good thing. You know, I mean, it's crazy how we look back and 1 year ago, you know, we were home and we were doing the show from home.
Yep.
You know, not knowing about tomorrow, not knowing about, you know, what would happen. I mean, obviously times were different as well. We had a different administration. And, you know, now again, things look like they seem to be getting back to normal. So it's a good day. I feel good. You know, I mean, good things on the horizon. You know, I think we've mentioned this before on the show. You know, Biden has introduced reform to the Senate. It's presently at the Senate. To talk about those proposed changes, I think at this time is somewhat premature. Obviously a lot could still change, but, I think Biden has obviously demonstrated his commitment and seriousness of going forward with reform and going forward with changes to the immigration system.
Absolutely. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, you just heard from Alexandra Bondikov, the boss lady. She's an attorney at the law offices of PPID. And also you have heard from Nelson Madrid. We call him the Maverick. He's gotten that nickname over the past year, ladies and gentlemen. And it's good to hear information on immigration. If you're just joining us on 93.5 WVIP FM or on Facebook, any of the social media pages, we thank you so much for joining us here for this great law show that comes your way each and every single weekday at 9:30 a.m. and also on weekends between 6 and 8 Saturdays and 10 to 2 Sundays. Of course, we just spoke on immigration. My dear friend, Mr. Adam Handler, who happens to be the co-pilot of this show, is also a unique individual in the sense that he has garnered and settled well over $130 million for our clients, ladies and gentlemen, people of the immigrant community and beyond, referrals, people who listen to the other radio broadcasters on this all-star radio station, as DJ Roy would say, people out there who have been through many issues. But what I want Adam to comment on, seeing that he works with his partner, Nelson Madrid, at the firm, and Alexandra Bondikov, he runs a separate department than the immigration department, the personal injury department. How do you feel about immigration, one, Adam Handler, and what the firm has been doing with free consultation, what Biden has been doing? And then also, how and when does it cross your path where personal injury is concerned, which is something separate at the firm?
Yeah. So that's a intertwined compound question, but I'll do my best. So how do I feel about immigration? I mean, listen, I think the fact that I've been working with the immigrant community for 99% of my legal career should tell you what I think about immigration. I truly believe that United States of America is the greatest country in the world. I don't care, who's in charge or who's not in charge. What you can do here and accomplish here and provide for yourself and your family here is unparalleled. And I also believe that, if you're a good person and you work hard, you should be able to enjoy all those riches, no matter who you are and where you're from. And that's why I've always kind of gravitated towards the immigrant community. I've always gravitated towards the underdog. And I know that immigrants in this country are always considered the underdog because, they may not know where to turn when things, get a little bit more serious. Obviously, it's to come to this country and work off the books and kind of live in the shadows, I'm sure is stressful, but, you don't really need to make yourself part of society so much. But what happens when you're working and you get hit by a car? What happens when you're in the construction site and you fall off the ladder? What happens if all of a sudden you're a result of medical malpractice? You do have to enforce your rights because you will be missing work. You will have medical bills. And of course, you will have an injury that is going to provide pain and suffering and have long-lasting effects to you and your family. So you do need to come out of the shadows and have an attorney that's going to fight for you. And I am proudly able to say that I've done that. In fact, the next case we'll talk about is an immigrant to the United States from Africa. A wonderful case we just won against the New York City Transit Authority. But I am super proud of the work that my partners do, because I can say for a fact, and I really, really, really mean this. I mean, I mean everything that I say, but I'm so sincere when I say Alex and Nelson truly care. They really, really care about their clients, about helping people. The smile on Nelson's face when he's able to win a difficult case and keep somebody in this country, puts a smile on my face. The things that the things that I get excited about is when I hand a multi-million-dollar check to a client, or I get everybody's medical bills paid, or I'm able to provide compensation for an injury. It's a material thing I can provide to an individual. But Nelson and Alexandra, they change lives, and they do it really selflessly, and I commend them, and I'm inspired by them. So thank you for all that good work. And ladies and gentlemen, this show is, like I said early on, it's an opportunity for you to understand who we are, what we do, and how we do it, right? It's like a prolonged interview, right? You shouldn't just jump to the first lawyer you see on TV or on a billboard or hear on the radio. Get to know these attorneys, get to know who they are, what they stand for, what their track record of success is. Now, we can never guarantee a successful result, but you know, the proof is in the pudding, ladies and gentlemen. We've been around for decades and decades and decades, getting the best possible result for our clients. So, like I said, you've got nothing to lose and everything to gain by calling our phone number. Our phone number is 844-774-3529, 844-774-3529. Let the phone ring a couple of seconds. You'll be logged into our system. You'll have our number saved in your phone. I mean, if you're driving right now, you can't do it. But if you're listening to this radio station on 93.5 FM right now, you know, check us out. Again, nothing to lose. You may even burn a few calories, you know, moving your thumb around on that phone. And for those of you watching us on social media right now, we know you're down with PPID. We know you know how to get in touch with us. So those of you watching on listening on 93.5 FM, if you can safely do so now or later, go that one step further. Join the thousands of people that have been following our social media. Check out the Case Handler on Facebook. Check out the Case Handler on Instagram. Check out PPID on Facebook and Instagram. You'll be connected to our practice. Every day I have somebody direct messaging me about a question regarding a personal injury case or wanting to know how they get in touch with the immigration department. It really is amazing through technology like this to be connected to a lawyer for absolutely free, to be able to point you in the right direction. So that's how I feel about everything you asked, Squeeze. Hopefully I covered the topic and it didn't wander off too much into the weeds, as my partner Jillian would say. But if I could just share a quick story and then we can get back to some immigration questions, I'd be happy to do so. Nelson, is it okay with you if we you know, do Testimonial Tuesday a few days late?
Absolutely. Listen, and I want to thank you for that compliment. It was a great
I
compliment.
mean it. I absolutely mean it. And not only, and I could just speak from a recent example with both Alexandra and Nelson. Nelson helped out a personal injury client of mine a couple years ago. Got her green card after her daughter was able to apply for her. And now issues with respect to her immigration status are coming up in the case, not specifically whether or not, you know, she was legal here or not, because that's immaterial in her case. But the issue is, why was she not working? Why was she not working at a certain period? And she wasn't able to work because she didn't have legal status to do so. So I walk into Nelson's office. He knows the case right away. I mean, how you can remember that case from 3 years ago, I don't know, but knew the case, gave me, you know, 20 minutes of his time. We pulled the file from storage, went through it, got me the documents I needed. I sent it over to, you know, to the other side, and it's going to help, you know, get her a big settlement. So it's not only working on the case now, but it's a continued follow-up and a continued passion to do right by our existing clients. And Alexandra, man, I get a call the other day, an email from an old client of ours that we've helped out, a tragedy. Maybe you can actually talk about this, actually, Alexandra. A tragedy fell upon her family. She didn't know where to turn. She emailed me. I said, I'm not an immigration attorney. Let me send it to the immigration team. And the next day, Alexandra got on the phone with her, walked her and talked her through everything that needed to be done. And that, you know, the client was part of the family. And once you're down with PPID, once you're in that family, you're in good hands, you know, really, you know, for the rest of your life. And I really do mean that. Once a client, always a client. And Alex and Nelson will contest to that. We'll contend to that. Let me just talk real quick about Testimonial Tuesday, and then Alex,
Absolutely.
if you want
Absolutely.
to talk about that situation or another situation, it could be interesting. But again, our phone number, 844-774-3529, 844-774-3529. Join the revolution. Get down with PPID. Let me get to this last Testimonial Tuesday, and then we'll flip it over. As Conrad would say, shut up already, handler. All right, so we're a little late on this, but Testimonial Tuesday was a case Phoebe. Let's see if this can load up for us. Why isn't that thing? Give me a second, ladies and gentlemen. Live radio, of course.
can I ask you a question, Adam, while we
Yeah, of course.
while this is loading? So when someone gets into an accident, there's two separate things that occur simultaneously, right? There's an amount you're trying to recover for injuries, and there's treatment, right?
Correct. So
Now, go
yeah.
ahead.
No, I didn't mean to cut you
Medical,
off.
that's
Yeah.
the medical. Yes.
That's right, for the medical treatment. So now, hypothetically, if the medical treatment is capped at 50,000
Mm-hmm.
and they've already spent 47,000,
Yeah.
okay, and now the person requires surgery,
Yep.
and obviously the person who caused the accident or the person at fault, again, there's only 3,000 left. So now the victim has to use their insurance for the surgery.
Yep.
What happens then?
Yeah, so that's a tough situation that we encounter a lot. Actually, I'm in the middle of writing a letter right now that my client did go through $50,000 of medical coverage and has an outstanding amount of $400,000 in medical bills.
Well,
Now
can
the
you
other
go after-
side,
can you go after
the other side-
can you go after them personally? The other
yeah,
person?
yes, we are going after them personally for that 400,000. You know, what we can actually collect is another story.
Sure, right.
Fortunately, in this particular instance, the other side, there's a multi-million-dollar insurance policy. But Nelson, I got to tell you, you know, the minimum insurance in New York for car accidents is 25,000, and if your medical bills are more than that, you know, it is possible that you could get nothing. I mean, it's a difficult conversation that rarely happens, but sometimes it does. And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, especially for car accidents, the best way to protect you and your family is to have that supplemental insurance, because then you don't have to worry about what those other jokers have. Squeeze, I just got a letter this morning. My client gets in an accident with a 2014 Porsche Cayenne. Nice car, right?
Nice car.
$25,000 insurance policy.
What?
I know. I can't believe it. So our clients can have a little bit of a problem.
Oh, you want to know what, Adam? Let me cut you for a minute here.
I don't think we're gonna have time for testimony too. Maybe we'll do it tomorrow, because this is a good conversation, and I want to get back to immigration.
But what I want to say, Nelson and Alexandra and Adam, people don't realize that it's sometimes just a couple bucks more a month, you know, to get that supplemental insurance, like $30, $29.
Yep.
And people are trying to save money, and it's going to ultimately cost them in the long run. Come on.
Yep.
You know what I love? I love the glass coverage. Glass coverage is $10 more a month on your insurance.
And everybody gets it.
A lot of people don't get it. And then you crack your windshield, your front
And then you're
windshield,
screwed.
and it's $300, $400. And you say, wow, $10 a month would have been $120 a year. And I would have saved myself about $200, $300. So
whether it's insurance or immigration lawyers, I love it when Nelson gives me us the Spanish version. You know, cheap can be expensive. What's that saying in Spanish?
What's saying? What is
lo
it?
barato sale caro.
Lo
Cheap
barato
can be
sale
expensive.
caro.
Cheap, it comes out expensive.
Let's flip back to immigration. You know, we'll save the
But
testimony.
listen, let's talk. I like to talk about personal injury, Adam, because when you're in the office, you're so busy, I'm so busy. We don't really talk about this. So I find this interesting, and I think it gives our listeners.
Let's have your true success story. I'm with Nelson. Let's have your true success story, and then we'll throw in the immigration question. For Alexandra to pop.
Yeah, I would like to hear her opinion on that issue we had the other day. All right, real quick.
Real quick, yeah.
And then we'll talk about it again tomorrow. So Phoebe, an immigrant from West Africa, was in a car accident a couple years ago. She's stopped at a light, and an MTA bus pulls out of a bus stop and hits her. And what do you think the MTA bus says? What do you think the driver is telling the cops? He's telling the cops, it's Shaggy. It wasn't me. It's not my fault. She's at fault.
Exactly.
We'll get to that. $194,500, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. Look at those smiling faces right there under those masks. $194,500. And if I could get to the quote, I'm going to try to do that. My computer's acting up a little bit today. But let's see if we can get to that quote, because I do love the quotes. Hang on. All right. If Squeeze.
Case handler team is fantastic. Adam and Matthew have your best interest at heart. If you want lawyers that care, that will always keep you posted on your case and do the best job, you should contact Pollack, Isaac, and Nasico. That's PPID. $194,500. Phoebe from the BX lean back. That's what she did with that $194,500.
Yeah, and we cut and paste. Zaina did a great job with this one. We cut and paste an excerpt from the police report where our lady, who's motorist one, says she stopped in traffic when the bus merging from the bus lane hit her. The bus driver says he did not hit the car. However, he didn't realize there was a cop standing on the corner that witnessed the whole thing, right? You never get that. It's always, police officer didn't witness. The cop says, officer did witness collision. Officer was conducting unrelated summons enforcement when MTA bus hit plaintiff's vehicle, which was stopped in traffic. Can you imagine this bus driver? The cop rolls up, oh, I didn't hit her. And the cop's like, what are you talking about, dude? I saw you do it. I mean, that's a slam dunk case if I've ever heard it. You can see the damage to her car, $194,500, a smiling face, a great result. Ladies and gentlemen, tell the truth, man. You never know who's watching, especially these days. There's cameras everywhere. The worst thing you can do, and this goes for everybody out there, whether you're right or whether you're wrong, don't lie. Trust me, somebody has a video. There is a witness to every accident these days. Always. And you will only shoot yourself in the foot. I've had clients who are in the right and they come up with a story to try to make their case better. Don't do it. You're already ahead of the game. Quit while you're winning. You understand?
That's it. Quit while you're winning. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, of course, that's Adam Handler. I want to squeeze in a quick question on immigration before the top of the hour. Remember the number is 844 PPID law. Here's one for you, Alexandra Bondakov, my boss lady, and of course, one of the top attorneys at the firm. The question is, my son is in the United States on a student visa. His father, who is a permanent resident, has just submitted an I-130 for him and his other siblings. At the moment, my son is age 20. Will he be affected in any way by what's going on with the executive orders?
Not with the executive orders. So if the father is a green card holder, he can file for his unmarried son or daughter, even if they are over 21. So as long as the son remains unmarried, the I-130 would be valid. Also, if the father naturalizes in between, the petition would likely be upgraded and classified in a different category. But the executive orders, at least immediately, don't have any effect on this process.
Well, the real issue will be if the son turns 21 while that I-130 is pending, because then it would be a priority class. And then the son,
right, so it will be an upgrade or downgrade on a petition depending on the situation, but it has nothing to do with with executive orders. And of course, the son would have to maintain legal status, which is a totally separate issue.
Right. I love when the attorneys speak on immigration. Okay, I'm giving you 30 seconds to answer this one. My sister is a United States citizen and she would like to file for her mother, but her mother is married to my sister's stepfather. Can my sister put the husband on the filing? How long would it take for the filing to come through? Would both of them come through at the same time?
Nelson.
No, I'll defer to Alex. You lost me at that fact pattern. I lost who was who.
All right.
Yeah, my sister's cousin's brother.
I don't know when they do that. I get so confused myself. I'll tell you what, hold the thought. Let me get to the top of the hour. We'll come back. People, if you want to continue listening to us, go to my page on Facebook, David Squeeze Annakie. Go to the Case Handler page on Facebook. Go to the firm's page, PPID. But what you definitely should do right now is to dial the number 844-774-3529. Store it for personal injury. Store it for immigration. Store it for future use when you need an attorney. Store it for yourself, ladies and gentlemen. They will treat you like family. 844-PPID law. That's 844-774-3529.
It's 10 o'clock.
All right. So you want me to read the question again? I know it's a little bit.
Hold on. Let me get a piece of paper. I gotta map this out. There's a lot of people involved.
You deserve your own sitcom, man.
Go ahead.
You need your own Seinfeld show.
Come again.
All right, let's do this again. All right, one more time here. My sister is a United States citizen and she would like to file for her mother.
Okay, hold on. So go ahead.
All right, but her mother is married to my sister's stepfather.
Oh boy.
How is that even relevant? But go ahead.
I'm trying to figure it out myself. Can my sister put the husband on the filing?
No.
Okay. How long would it take for the filing to come through?
Where's the mother?
Uh,
Typically, you're looking at about a year,
okay.
more or less. So a year, maybe, again, more or less a year.
Okay. And I guess this question is not relevant based on the answer you gave before. Would both of them come through at the same time?
Right. No.
Right. See, I'm somewhat understanding a little bit of all this all over the place question. All right, here's another question. I've been in a relationship since last year, Easter, coming up on that again. We met online and he visited last summer and spent the whole time with me. We also talk every day via Zoom. Applied for a visitor's visa and didn't get it. So I couldn't visit him for Christmas. Due to the virus pandemic, he hasn't been able to visit this summer. That's last summer. He said that he can sponsor me, but we're not sure as he's having difficulties with getting his divorce. Interesting. Although he has left his wife about 5 years ago. I'm a Christian, and so we haven't had sex, as Christians don't. Does it mean that because we haven't had sex that we would not qualify as common law partners? Alexandra's laughing. Can he really sponsor me? Would it be easier if he just marries me? And can we marry via Zoom? Looking forward to your response. And we're not joking about it, but seriously, folks,
No,
I hear some of these questions and I have to. It puts a smile on my face and makes my day, I must say. All right. Okay, so who wants to take this one?
I'll give it a crack and then Nelson can jump in. So, all right. In order for them to get married, obviously, they're both, the party who hasn't been divorced yet needs to get divorced first. They have to be legally able to get married. So that's number one. That basically would prevent the fiance to the husband, I think, or the would-be husband to file for a K-1 fiance visa. So basically get divorced first. That's the most important part. Whether or not you can get married by Zoom, I don't think so, but it depends. I don't think it even depends on the jurisdiction, right? So there's a lot that needs to happen before we even have the immigration conversation here.
Yep. Here, ladies and gentlemen, I am David Annakie. I've been on the station since 1996, on 93.5 FM since 1996. I hear all kinds of questions on immigration. I have the longest running immigration radio show in the nation. I have, in my opinion, the best law firm working with me, all right? I've got the best attorneys working for me. This is not a game, it's not a joke, it's not a bluff. But sometimes I hear these questions and I say to myself, we're doing this show, we're doing these shows. Why don't you just pick up the phone? Call the attorneys, speak with them, all right? The time you take to put all of these questions together, you obviously and evidently know about the show. Just call them, get that consultation. Right now, they're doing free initial consultation. It will be, honestly, approximately give or take 5 to 10 minutes. Beyond that, pay them. Pay for it. These are attorneys. Okay, get a better consultation, a more thorough consultation, I should say, and then hire them. Okay, we find the money to survive here in the United States, and I'm not being an ass, okay, but you want to still survive here in the United States. You want to still live here in the United States. You want to still take care of your kids. You're investing otherwise in other things and everything else. Invest in yourself, invest in your family, invest the money with these attorneys and let them be very thorough and let them handle the dirty work. You don't do it. My name is David Annakie. I've got Adam Handler, the personal injury attorney, the top one. I've got Nelson Madrid, one of the partners at the firm. I got one of the top attorneys, Alexandra Bondikoff, waiting for your calls. Speak with Ralston. He'll get everything together for you. Ralston is my yard friend, my Jamaican friend. Talk to him, but get that free consultation in. The number is 877-3529. That's 877-3529. 877-3529. In my next life, I'm going to turn this show into a sitcom. I promise you all. All right. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for listening. We love you. And of course, they treat you like family. I'll treat you like family. That's Pollack, Isaac, and Seco, PPID. Call them today at 844-774-3529. That's 844-PPID Law. Attorneys, thank you so much. I'll let you get back to what you do best, and that is helping a people. Thank you all so much. Have an amazing Thursday. Throwback Thursday. All right. Take care.